Hello everyone and welcome. What I'd like to do is just take a couple minutes here to demonstrate a form of joinery which is very popular today, and that is by use of the dowels. And there are certain applications that this works very well in. For instance, face frames on cabinets works excellent for that. Sometimes if you want to join two pieces of board to make a wider board, you may select choosing the dowel as the method of joinery. But at any rate, whatever works best for you in what you're trying to achieve, by all means, I hope this helps you. Now what we have here today is we have a doweling jig here. This is quite a common doweling jig, and it works very well, and it's simple to use. What we have here is you have your, this is for 1/4-inch dowels here, and these bushings can be put in different locations depending on how far apart you want them or whatever. And then by putting your material into the cavity in here, tightening up the screw, it secures it tight to your piece of material. Through here, using a brad point bit, a brad point bit here on your drill with a stop collar to the depth that you want it, these holes are easily drilled through and in precise location. On the inside of here, when you put your material in here, there's two little, well actually there's 4 little lines here that you line up. That's dead center of the hole that you're going to be drilling. So it makes it almost foolproof as to where your hole is going to be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just demonstrate how this works to you. And let's say we want to attach these two pieces of material here together in a T form. Okay, the first thing we do is set them in the location that we want them. And what I will do is just put marks on the pieces of material here. Line them up to where you want them, and I'm just going to use a heavy marker here so it is easier for you to see. Okay, the marks are on there. What we now do, we'll go ahead and we'll do this one piece. Slip it in there, line it up with the marks on the doweling tool. Tighten this up, and as you can see, that's secure in there. Take your drill, insert it into that bushing, and proceed to drill it. Now we have 2 holes here that we want to drill, so I'll now move this over to the second mark, tighten that down, and we will proceed to drill the second hole. At that point, we have drilled 2 nice clean holes to go in there, which will accept the 1/4-inch dowel that I'm going to be using here today. Now, what we'll do, the other piece of material that we want to join, once again, we'll line up the marks with the marks on the doweling tool, tighten that down, and proceed to drill it. We'll move it over to the second hole, line up the marks, tighten it down, and proceed to drill that one. Okay, we have now a pair of clean cut holes in that portion of the thing. Now these are fluted dowels, and what you would do now is place a little bit of wood glue on these dowels and then drive them into place here. Let's see, I don't have a hammer, I'll get a hammer. Then adjoining, putting your marks on the same side so you don't reverse this here. Put them on the same side of the piece of material. Place that in the location. As you can see now, you have a perfect joint there for that by using dowels. Works very well. When that is glued in and dried and that, I'll tell you what, you won't pull that apart. It's there to stay. Now the one doweling tool that I showed you is very popular, but there are more than just the one kind. We have here a second tool here that is also very universal too. There's a bushing here in the center, which you can change that bushing to various different sizes, right up to 1/2 inch doweling, this type of thing. On this side here, you can adjust to get it in the center of the stock that you were using. For instance, on this one here, I'm using 3/4 inch stock that I was just doweling. I would move this here on the scale here to the 3/8 of an inch marking on here, which would give me a perfect center on that particular piece of material. Also here on the face of this, you have a little line too that centers it in the bushing the other way. Just by placing this here over your material, just get it all lined up here. Placing it over the material and then lining up your little line here with the line on your board, tighten this in, proceed to drill your hole in there. As you can see, that too will give you a nice clean cut too. Your dowel then goes right into that hole. You can glue it in and attach your other piece to that. Works very well, very simple to use. Just like any other tool, the more you use it, the easier it gets, and very functional. Now, in the event that you don't have access to fluted dowels, they even make a tool here that you can take a straight piece of doweling and run it through here, and it will actually flute the outside of your dowel to allow glue to secure itself into that dowel hole. This particular tool, it's a good solid little tool, works well, but I found that if you can find the dowels that are already fluted, it is by far a lot quicker if you're doing a lot of doweling with it.